1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright guys, so let's check out this lick. This is kind of a slippery, fusiony sounding lick with chromaticism and legato and hybrid picking. Now, harmonically what's going on here is I'm basing this in my head around like an A-flat 6-9 chord, which is essentially this sound. But you could use it over like an F minor sound for a Dorian kind of vibe, or like a C minor sound, C minor 7, C minor 11, C minor 9 for an Aeolian kind of sound as well. So it's up to you really. In this case, I'm thinking of it as being based in A-flat Lydian. These are all the same sound, but obviously they will change depending on, or all the same scale I should say, but it'll change depending on which one you think of as the root note. So first thing I should mention, I'm tuned all fourths. A lot of you guys will know this. So I have E, A, D, G, C, F. So my top two strings are upper semitone. You will find the tablature in the video. So that means that you can follow along in standard tuning as well. If you want to download the tab in fourths tuning, just check down below, you'll find the link for that as well. Okay, so the chord itself is this one. In standard tuning, that looks like this. So you've got the 4th fret on the E string, the 3rd fret on the D, 3rd fret on the G, and then the 4th fret on the B string. Okay, so that's basically A-flat 6-9. We've got the 1, the root, we've got the 6, the 2 are the 9, and then on the top there we've got the 5. Okay, so the lick, nice and slow, goes like this. I'm going to count myself in and it comes in just after 1. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Alright guys, just taking a quick break from this lesson to let you know that if you're enjoying this lick and would like to learn more about legato and supercharge your technique to that next level with tons of licks just like this, you can check out my Modern Legato series of video lessons and my Ultimate Legato Practice Toolkit, both of which are linked down below on my website. If you want to take your fretboard knowledge to the next level, you can check out Solo, my app designed with my buddy David Beebe that helps you to learn the fretboard and visualize using intervallic functions, the best system for learning the fretboard. Solo now includes custom chord changes, so you can put your own chord changes and work on scales, your own chord changes are built in, learn to find notes and intervals all over the fretboard using that app. And for the next 2 weeks from the launch of this video, I'm also running a $50 discount off my Ultimate Fretboard Visualization course designed to work with Solo for iOS, Mac and iPad devices. Type in the code TQ Legato for the next 2 weeks and you will get $50 off that course. Again, linked down below. All right guys, let's get on with this lesson. So a little bit quicker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So it's got this slippery kind of vibe. There's quite a bit of chromaticism in there, especially in the kind of, the second quarter of the lick, I would say. So it starts out with these sliding slippery octaves, and this is what gives it its slippery kind of sound. Now this is a tricky technique. What I'm doing here is I'm sliding up to the 12th fret on the G string with my first finger, and then grabbing the octave, which would be the 15th fret on the high E. It's the 14th fret for me in my tuning. And I'm sliding in, playing the G on the 12th fret and then playing the 14th or 15th fret, which is the octave G, on the high E string and then sliding out. And you repeat this with each of these notes. So you slide in from a kind of undetermined location, so it's target practice. Then I grab with my middle finger on the right hand the high E, or in my case the F. And as soon as I've played that note, I'm going to slide back out of it and it gives us this slippery feel. So practice that for a little bit. Sounds a little bit like video game sound effects. This note here is the 7th, okay? Then I'm going to go down to the 6th, which is this is the intervals or the degrees of the scale here for A-flat Lydian. I'm going to go down to the 6th, which is the 10th fret of the G string and the 13th fret of the high E. And again, I slide in from below and then out from above. Well, not from above, but from the higher notes. And it gives us this slippery video game vibe. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the 7th fret of the G string and the 10th fret of the high E. Now that's the sharp 4, that's our Lydian sound. Then I'm going to, and by the way, try and make a meal of that little finger slide. Okay, and then I'm going to go down, in this case I'm going to finish on the, I think it's the, where do I finish? Yeah, finish on the, in this case, the 9th, which is the 3rd fret of the G string and the 6th fret of the high E. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now that highest note there, which is a B flat in this case, because we're in the key of A flat, Lydian here, so this would be a B flat. What I'm going to do is, instead of sliding off that note, I'm going to slightly sit on it just for a second and then pull off chromatically down, in your case in standard tuning, from the 6th fret down to the 5th fret. So like this. Okay, now it's really important that you don't squeeze with the left hand when you do this. Relax. And don't rotate the palm. Keep the palm still. So we get this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, now I've just rotated the palm there because I was going to do some vibrato. But if I was going to do vibrato on the end of that, I would rotate the palm. But don't do that when you're playing the lick. Because what we're going to do is we're going to finish on this 3rd fret of the high E string. Then you're going to grab the 7th fret of the B string and pull off chromatically down to 4. So we get this. For me, it's 6 to 3. Okay, so you've got to keep that palm static so the little finger is not moving a long distance. So we get this. Now, 2 things. First of all, super relaxed, and secondly, notice I didn't accent the string change to the B string. I didn't do this. I didn't pick it really hard, I brushed over it. Oops. So a couple of things about the right hand here. The upper notes of these octave slides I'm grabbing with my middle finger on the right hand. I'm not jumping the pick from the G to the E string. And when I get to this chromatic run just here, I'm doing a very light upstroke on the B string. And you can hear that they sound very similar. I'm not putting lots of tension into that. It should sound fluid and consistent, not like you can hear the string change. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. What we're then going to do is move to the 7th fret of the G string, and this time bring that first finger down to the 3rd fret and pull off from 7 to 6 to 5 to 3. They said 1 then. 7, 6, 5, 3. So we get this. And I do all of those transitions to the new strings as upstrokes, apart from that first E string one, where I used my middle finger. Now listen to how smooth that is. That's what you're after. So this. Okay, landing on that B flat, which is the 9 again, of the A flat major 7 chord. So this. So we then get this little kind of hybrid picked phrase, which is 5 on the D, 5 on the G, 5 on the D, and then 3 on the G. This is something I cannot switch off in my playing. It comes out all the time. So slowly. Then I do a little chromatic approach note into the 7 from the 4th fret. This is the interval of the 7th, or the function of the 7. So I go 4, hammer on 5 after this, back to 3 on the G string. Then I'm going to pull off from 5 to 4 to 3 on the D string. Then come down to the A string and play 6, pull off to 3. Then pull off from 4 to 3 on the E string. So we get this. And a big heavy vibrato on that 3rd fret of the E string. So again, from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so that's the first section. Now, a little thing I like to do at times is to palm mute with the right hand for some of those legato and hybrid pick notes. So you've got an option as to whether you want to play it open like this, or whether you want to damp down a little bit with the right hand and palm mute some of this like this. You can do it for some of these slid octaves as well. So you can hear they're palm muted. Adds a bit more definition, so that's entirely up to you. What we're then going to do is do these ascending little arpeggio phrases that go like this. And these basically are little kind of, like again, they add the 9 and the 6 from the A flat 6 chord and land on the root. Okay, so in this case we're going to go 4th fret on the E string, hammer on to the 6th fret. Then I'm going to play the 6th fret of the A string, and then the 3rd fret of the D, and then the 6th fret, hammer on the D. Now I use just my first 3 fingers for this, but if you find the little finger more comfortable, feel free. And the right hand, for me, I go pick, hammer, pick, middle. And I'm actually picking the last note as well for definition. So this 6th fret on the D string I'm picking. Now you don't have to. You could hammer it as well. Then I take exactly the same. Actually, sorry, apologies guys. I don't play the 6th fret, I play the 5th fret. I'll make sure I tab out what was on the original lick that I played at the beginning of the video. I think it was that. Then this next one, this one here, is basically the same thing up a 5th. So it's the 6 to 8 on the E string, 8 on the D string, and then 5 to 8 on the G string. Then I'm going to do the same thing up another 5th. In this case, I'm going to go 8 to 10, and then I'm going to do 10 on the G string. Now in standard tuning, you're going to do 8 to 11 on the B string. I'm going to do 7 to 10. Now what I'm going to do is hold that note a little bit and then pull off twice. Okay, so that would be the 8th and 11th frets for you guys. And then come back down that arpeggio. Okay, after these arpeggios, what you're going to do is you come back down the arpeggio. Okay. Now you're going to grab, with the first finger barring across the 8th frets of the G and the D, you're going to go 8 on the G, use your middle finger, then bar across to the 8th fret on the D, hammer on 10, hammer on 13. Now bring the first finger over to G10, and then play G10 and D13 again. So you get... Now you're going to use the second finger to slide from 11 to 12 on the G string. So we get... So that whole section. Slower. Okay, now I'm going to play this. Now in standard tuning, this is a little trickier. You're going to go 11 on the B, hammer on from 12 to 13 on the G, which sounds like this. Then bar across with that 3rd finger to the 13th fret of the B and grab the 11th fret on the high E, and then hammer on to the 15th fret on the high E. So you guys would play it like this. It's a little trickier. Obviously it sounds different because of the tuning. Now you're going to slide up to the 18th fret, okay? Which for you guys is 11, hammer on 15, up to 18. For me it's a little different. Nice vibrato. And then pull off chromatically down from 18 to 17 to 16 to 15. Fast like that. Now we're going to pull off 18, 16 on the B, 17, 15 on the G, and then 18, 17 on the D, and that's the last few notes. Nice vibrato on that 17th fret, which in this case is the 7th again. So that whole section, okay, let me play the whole lick for you one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And that's it. So that's the lick. It's very, very cool. It's kind of slippery, as I say, legato kind of fusion lick with some chromaticism. Again, watch those palm rotations. Don't rotate the palm. Don't have too much pressure in the left hand. Try not to accent the string changes, and you should get that slippery vibe sounding really, really nice. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you're interested in more of these kind of licks, make sure you check out my ultimate legato practice toolkit to take your legato playing to that absolute next level. And any of the other courses on my website, my Modern Legato series, which I will be updating this year to fit with 2025. And yeah, a bunch of other lessons on there to do with improvisation, harmony, melodic minor scales, all sorts of cool things. You can also check out my app Solo, which is going to help you to navigate and understand the fretboard and visualize really well on the fretboard, thinking in terms of intervals, and my ultimate fretboard visualization course that utilizes Solo 2.0 for iOS, Mac, and iPad devices. All right, guys, hit the like and subscribe down below, and of course, leave me a comment if you've got anything you would like me to talk about in the videos. I'm going to try and upload a lot more over the coming weeks. So I hope to see you in some of those videos soon. All right, guys, my name's Tom Quayle, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.